Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you for joining us for our due diligence video on EchoStar Corporation. And we're going to do our standard due diligence to decide is SATS, EchoStar Corporation, a stock you want to buy now. So again, we'll go through our standard due diligence, we'll do our analysis, and then stick around to the end of the video and we'll try to answer the question, is SATS a stock to buy now? So let's get started. Okay, let's take a look at EchoStar Corporation's homepage at echostar.com. I'll leave the direct link to their homepage in the description box below. Again, here's the homepage for EchoStar Corporation. This is ticker symbol SATS, S-A-T-S. So we can see their theme is connecting the world. EchoStar Corporation's premier provider of satellite communication systems solutions. We scroll down. They have both EchoStar satellite services and a Hughes Networks systems. So they describe themselves as a premier provider of satellite communications. They're headquartered in Englewood, Colorado. Global business, pioneer in secure communications technologies through its Hughes Network systems and EchoStar satellite services. You see they've got satellites, they're EchoStar satellites, they've got a mobile service in Europe, and they've also got this Jupiter Systems, which is a satellite broadband platform. And they have a modest social media presence. So overall, I'm not terribly impressed with their homepage just from a marketing standpoint, but it gives you the basic information. So now let's see if EchoStar, ticker symbol SATS, is a stock to buy right now. Do our initial due diligence for EchoStar Corp, ticker symbol SATS, S-A-T-S, in ChartMill. We look at their profile overview. We can see currently, as of September 8th, 2022, the technical analysis rating is very poor, 0. The technical setup rating is 1 out of 5, again, very poor. The fundamental analysis, 2 out of 5, so relatively poor. Valuation is decent, 3.5 out of 5. Profitability is kind of poor, 1.5 out of 5. Health is pretty good, 3.5. Growth is kind of poor, 1. And obviously they don't pay a dividend. If we looked at overview of the chart, we can see it's been kind of choppy. It's been testing these. It looks like it's in a descending channel, and we'll see that in a broader view in their chart. Looks like it tested the upper trend line, failed, bounced down to the bottom trend line, trailed along there, went up, tested another trend line, failed, and went back down to the bottom of the channel. So it looks like that the trend lines of this channel are the bounds of its current price action. We see earnings. We see institutional ownership about 40%, insiders about 3%. We can see its market cap's about 1.5 billion. PE is only 13, so the PE is pretty good. We see their profile in ChartMill. They engage in design, development, distribution of digital set-top boxes and products for direct-to-home satellite services. So this is a direct-to-home satellite service. They're headquartered in Englewood, Colorado. They've got EchoStar satellite services. It's Hughes, networking technologies and services, broadband satellite technologies, broadband internet to consumers. So they're a broadband internet provider, broadband network, managed services, equipment. They also do satellite services and communications to government and enterprise customers, design terminals for other satellite systems. So again, they've got some, it looks like they've got some government contracts. They've got internet service, broadcast news, content providers, private enterprise, and they've got their own satellite constellation. Okay, if we look at the stock chart in more detail in ChartMill, again, from a daily standpoint, we can see it's been in this descending channel. It's been bouncing back and forth between the trend lines of this channel, testing the top and bottom. We see a shorter term, it's now in a narrowing channel, descending channel. And again, it's testing these upper and lower trend lines. So, from that expectation, I would expect similar behavior to continue, testing the upper and lower trend line of that channel. If we zoom out a little bit to the weekly, again, we can see this descending trend line. It's been testing that upper trend line and failing and declining further. So again, and it's below its moving averages. So one would expect similar behavior for it to test that upper trend line, probably fail and continue to decline. We see a resistance level up in the 31 area. Again, it's below its moving averages. If we zoom out to a monthly, we can see it peaked around 2018 or so, and then declined, bounced back up to that resistance point at around 45, failed, broke down below its moving average and declined, and now it's in what we saw, that descending channel. So if we look at the technical analysis information for EchoStar Corp, ticker symbol SATS in ChartMill, we can see currently overall it has a 0 out of 10, so very poor technical analysis rating. It's below average. Recent evolutions are not positive. Medium short-term picture give negative signs, so we see these declining trends. Short-term trends negative, long-term trends negative. So it's a bad performer. One of the lesser performers in telecom service industry, and it's making 52-week lows. And last month, it's been trading in a $17.50 to $21 range, which is quite wide. We see the setup rating right now is 2 out of 10, so again, pretty bad. Does not present a quality setup as of September 8th. Price movement's a little too volatile to find nice entry and exits, and it's probably a good idea to wait for a consolidation is their recommendation. We could see some resistance zones, 1930, 1985, 2091, 2228, and 25. So we can see all the recent trends are down. So again, the technical analysis ratings are all very poor. Setup is poor. It's downtrending, etc. We see it doesn't have very high volume, 150K or so. So it's not a very high. It's pretty low volume stock. If we look at the fundamental analysis ratings for EchoStar Corp, ticker symbol SATS, SATS, and ChartMill, we can see currently has a fundamental rating of about 4 out of 10. While SATS has a great health rating, there are worries in its profitabilities. It's valued quite cheap, so they're saying it's cheap, good health, but there's some profitability concerns. So again, it ranks well in health, valuation, relatively poor on profitability and poor on growth. So we see profitability is 3 out of 10. Return on assets, okay. Petrovsky, its return on equity is where it's hurting. Little below the industry. Valuation is positive, 7 out of 10. So its price to earnings is cheap. Price to book is good. Book is good. EBITDA is decent. It's better than 100% of the companies in that industry. So it's got very good EBITDA, very good valuation. Price to earnings is 13. Says it's correct. Ratio is decent. Forward is quite expensive. So again, its valuation is very good. Growth is kind of poor, 2 out of 10. So again, one could almost consider this a value stock, obviously not a growth stock. It's stable. It's expected to grow slowly. Looks like it's going to decline in the future. So if we look at the yearly revenue, it's relatively flat. Got a little bit of a decline. Again, pretty flat. It's been pretty flat. EPS looks like it had some negative earnings in 19 and 20, recovered in 21, and then it looks like it's going to decline some in the near future. So again, negative going forward to the future. Near term, relatively positive. Health rating's very good, 7 out of 10. Debt to equity is good. Says one of the better placed opportunities to meet its short-term obligations. Quick ratio is good. Altman Z is average, positive average, but they're saying that's a concern. So even though they're saying it's average, because the Altman Z is low, they're saying that's of some concern. So again, it outperforms the industry in most categories, doesn't pay a dividend. So again, health rating, pretty good. Valuation, good. Just not profitability, not growth. So again, one could almost consider it a value stock in this industry, in the telecommunications services industry at this point. The analyst ratings for EchoStar Corp, ticker symbol SATS in ChartMill, we see 83% buy consensus rating. See a median price target about 41.82, so 135% upside. Low is 25.25, high almost 60, 236% upside. So again, median target has 135% upside. It's got 8 analysts, 83% buy, no changes recently. 3 strong buys, 3 buys, 2 holds, no sells, and not a whole lot of change in the near term. So again, the analysts really like EchoStar, they like SATS, 83% buy consensus, and their price targets give it plenty of upside. If we look at the ownership structure of EchoStar Corp, ticker symbol SATS in ChartMill, we can see it's got about 40% institutional ownership, 57% public or retail, and only about 3% insider. So, some more retail public volatility, again, 3% insider. We see a positive insider change, which is good. We see a little bit of a negative institutional change, which is a little bit of a negative. So a little bit of a decline in institutional. It looks like we've got a big had a big purchase from Insider on March of 2022, and that's about the only recent transaction. Okay, let's do our initial due diligence for EchoStar Corporation, ticker symbol SATS, in Webull. This is the stock screen of the online browser version of Webull. We can see, this declining trend. This is yearly chart. We can see it's been, declining, chopping up and down as in that descending channel that we've seen. We can see it recently declined significantly. We'll look at a nearer term chart in a minute. I like doing the due diligence in Webull for this lower panel where we can see, a variety of information about a given stock. So we can see recent news. They're saying it's poised for a turnaround. Again, you can review the news here, upgrade to strong buy. So we've got some recent positive news. I really like the graphical view of the financials here in Webull. So we can see financial forecasts, income. We see it's choppy, and they've both missed and beaten expectations, which again can attribute to a decline. Balance sheet's very stable and beating estimates. Cash flow is pretty stable, a little decline, but again beating estimates. Financial ratios a little choppy and recently missed estimates. So again, potential reason for the decline. Their income statement Q4 21 was very negative. It rebounded, but it looks like it's going to decline in Q2. Pretty flat growth across the years. Revenue, again, was better back in Q3 of 2021. Choppy, a little declining. Operating income, it was negative again in Q4 21, recovered. So again, the downward pressure there. Balance sheet, their debt to asset ratio, it was improving, a little bit of a negative recently. And their cash flow, we can see, dramatic decrease here in 2022. Investing's okay, and financing has improved. So it looks like they've improved their financing position recently. If we look at the analysts here in Webull, Webull's only showing 2 analysts, one with a strong buy, one with a hold. Median price target of 41, current price about 17.80, so plenty of upside, and a high of 57. See their press releases. Corporate actions would have dividends. We could see it is optionable, so you could write covered calls against a position to generate a dividend for yourself if you wanted. And then again, you could see the profile. So again, if we zoom in on the more recent chart, we go to a monthly chart. Again, we see it's been declining pretty consistently. Made a little bit of a bump in the past couple days, but again, it looks like it's still declining. We saw that declining channel. So again, from a technical analysis setup standpoint, it's not looking very attractive at this point in time, as of September 8th, 2022. Just a quick reminder that as of the recording of this video on August 16th, Webull is currently offering up to 12 free stocks if you open and fund a new account in Webull. This is the most number of free stocks I've seen Webull offer. I don't know how long this offer will last, but if you're not already using Webull, here's an opportunity to get 12 free stocks. You can find our affiliate link to Webull in the description box below, on the About page on our YouTube channel, in the link section. If we do our initial due diligence for EchoStar Corporation, ticker symbol SATS, and FinViz, and I'll leave the direct link to the profile for SATS and FinViz in the description box below. We can see on the daily chart, again, this descending channel. We can see this pivot point around 21-ish. We see it's been declining. It's testing the lower trend line, bouncing up, testing the upper trend line. We see it's right now, it's kind of hugging its moving averages. We zoom in here to the weekly. Again, we can see it's underneath its longer term trend lines. It's been declining for some period of time. We don't see it. Looks like it broke recent support. We zoom out farther to the monthly. Again, it broke recent supports, trending down. The technical position doesn't look real great. Looks like there may be some more support down in the 15, 16 area. So again, one could expect it to continue to decline back to that area. So if we look at the metrics, we can see it's got positive income. It's got a 1.5 billion market cap, 17 in cash. It is optionable. It is shortable. Sentiment's not real positive. Debt doesn't look too bad. Looks pretty good. It does have a discrepancy between its shares outstanding and its float, and it has a high short float. So SATS, it looks like it's a heavily shorted stock. Whether it's really a candidate for a short squeeze is yet to be seen. We look at recent news for any flags. Poised for a turnaround, may find a bottom soon. So again, possible turnaround candidate, strong buy, etc. So some of the articles are touting it as a potential turnaround, might find a bottom soon. So some positive news. Again, you can read the description in more detail on EchoStar. Communication services, telecommunication networks, satellite ground systems, broadband network technologies, again, satellite ground, mobile systems, satellite services, in-orbit satellites, government, U.S. use-based government contracts, service provider, internet service provider, broadcast news, etc. Has customers in North America, South and Central America, Asia, Africa, Australia. So pretty much covering the globe. Says they were incorporated in 2007 and they're in Englewood, Colorado. We look at their financials here a little bit. Total revenue has increased some. Cost has increased some. Gross profit is pretty flat. EPS is positive now, which is good. If we look at it quarterly, again, total revenue pretty flat. Costs, slight increase. Gross profit pretty flat. And again, their EPS was negative, has turned positive, but declined recently. So again, we probably account for the little bump that we saw and then the decline. Okay, let's do our initial due diligence in seeking alpha for EchoStar Corporation, ticker symbol SATS, SATS. I'll leave the direct link to this profile for EchoStar Corporation in the description box below. See a quick overview of their chart, but generally declining. Let's take a quick look at some of the analyst articles and news. Says it's pricing compared to growth potential. This guy says it's cheap way into the satellite market. Balance sheet trends by the numbers. Provides strong upside, fairly valued. So a mixture, mostly generally value, positive. We see they missed on their last earnings on August 4th, but beat on revenue. Got some positive analysts. Their last on May, they beat on revenue and EPS. So their last earnings report was negative, and that's potentially a reason for the recent decline. So the ratings, Seeking Alpha authors say hold, Wall Street says buy, and quants say buy. Valuation A-, so very good value. Growth C, profitability C-. So again, more of a value-oriented stock than a growth-oriented stock. So if we look at the revenue, annual revenue, it was increasing, kind of went flat, and then going forward appears to be slightly decreasing. Quarterly, very flat, slight decrease in the near future. If we look at the quarterly earnings, we could see quarter 4 of 2021 was very negative. Then the next quarter was very positive, and then it was small, and it looks small and flat going forward. If we look at the annual, again, 2018 negative, 19 negative, 20 negative, and then 21 is positive, and then 22 looks expected to be positive, but then declining going forward. So the PEs here says 25. Revenue growth pretty small. Levered free cash flow says negative, so negative growth. Decent gross profit. Market cap about 1.5 billion. They've got 1.7 billion in debt, so that's a concerning high amount of debt. But they have 5.7 trillion in cash, so they've got a ton of cash. Trading volume again very small, 150K. So again, very very small, low float, or not low float, but low volume trading stock. So liquidity might be an issue. For your trading, institutional ownership 40%, corporations 25%, and 35% insiders. So again, this is showing not a lot of retail ownership, not a lot of public, so it's going to be very stable. Some of the peers, mobile systems, got a very high short interest, over 20%. 7 million shares short, 31 days to cover, and it's a 0.96 beta, so it moves slower than its index. It's got a positive Altman Z, but it's only 1.4, so it's low. It's probably partially due to their very high debt. But again, it is a very low volume stock, not a lot of retail public ownership, and a very high short interest. So you might get a little bit of a short squeeze out of that if someone starts buying aggressively. So total cash, 5.7 trillion. So they have a lot of cash. Again, high debt, 1.7 billion in debt, so very high debt to equity. That's kind of a negative, but they do have a ton of cash to pay off that debt. EPS is positive, net income's positive, cash from operations is positive, but negative for investing. Levered free cash flow is positive, free cash flow is positive. Again, total, they have high debt, but again, plenty of cash, and they're generating plenty of cash. So that, again, probably drives their Altman Z score down. But again, given the amount of cash they have, it doesn't seem to be an issue. So there's our due diligence for EchoStar Corporation, SATS, and Seeking Alpha. So based on all of our initial due diligence on EchoStar Corporation, what are our conclusions in terms of is SATS a stock to buy now as of September 8th, 2022? Well, we saw from a technical analysis standpoint, currently EchoStar does not present a very good technical analysis setup. It's been declining. We can see, it's been in a long-term trend of decline. It's broken down through support. So from an immediate technical analysis setup standpoint, the charts, don't look very positive in terms of EchoStar Corporation as being a stock to buy right now. SATS as a stock to buy right now. However, we saw that it is a good value stock, so it's considered, a value stock in the telecom and communications area. It's got a relatively low PE. You'll see some articles that say it's a pretty good stock in an inflationary environment like we're in. And we also hear terms that it's a good turnaround play. We also saw that their revenue is expected to improve. Their earnings are expected to improve in the near term, but then potentially drop off going farther in the future. So it's not considered a growth stock. It would be considered more of a value stock in the satellite area and telecom services area. So it looks like, again, a good turnaround type of value play at this point, so I would consider treating it that way. Also, they have a lot of cash. They do have sizable debt, but they've got plenty of cash runway, so going into a recession, they have good cash flow. And so, again, as a recessionary stock, it seems like a pretty good play, good cash flow, good cash war chest. So again, as a turnaround play for the long term, SATS looks like a good stock to watch. So also some potential catalysts for that turnaround may be that we're hearing that mobile providers like Apple and T-Mobile are partnering with satellite companies. Like Apple recently partnered with Globalstar GSAT, which I would consider a peer or competitor to SATS, EchoStar Corporation. And we also heard that T-Mobile's partnering with SpaceX, Starlink. And again, you're seeing these mobile terrestrial carriers partnering with companies that have satellite services. And EchoStar has already both satellite services, a low Earth orbit constellation of satellites, the spectrum, the bandwidth, and also a terrestrial broadband service, internet service through the Hughes network. So they already have both of those pieces, and there's an opportunity again for partnerships with other mobile terrestrial carriers, given again that they own the satellite constellation, they have a broadband network, and they also own spectrum. So again, a potential speculative catalyst for EchoStar Corporation, SATS. So again, At this point in time, as of September 8, 2022, we're going to keep an eye on SATS. We're going to watch it, look for that turnaround, look for it establishing a level of support and turning back up. And at that point, again, since it is a good value at this point, we'll be looking then to buy SATS when it does finally make that bottom and turnaround, and the setup and technical analysis ratings improve. So again, you can always keep checking these ratings using ChartMill. Again, you can see the direct link to this ChartMill profile for EchoStar Corporation, ticker symbol SATS, in the description box below, as well as the profile for FinViz, etc., that we have used throughout this due diligence video. So again, we're going to watch SATS, look for that turnaround, look for it to establish a bottom, establish support, and then again, since it is good value and there are potential catalysts going forward in the near term, and again, improving revenue in the near term, it would be a near-term buy for a swing up. And then since the revenue again is expected to decline unless they establish such a partnership that will change that trajectory, it's not considered a growth stock or a long-term investment. So again, we hope this all helps, and please let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Did you find this helpful? Do you have any additional information that we should consider in terms of is SATS a stock to buy now? And let us know in the comments, in our Discord, and our Facebook group, and via our various social media sites. So thank you again. We hope this all helps. Good luck and have a great trading day. The content of this video was produced by BeachBum Trading. We hope you will choose to also join us in the BeachBum Trading community and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Visit us at our homepage at beachbumtrading.com, the bum without the U. Similarly on Twitter, BeachBum Trading, bum without the U. On Facebook and in our BeachBum Trading Facebook group. Please follow us on Pinterest and on Instagram. All of the links to our social media sites will be included in the description box below, and we hope you will choose to subscribe to our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel and follow us on social media. Thank you. We also cordially want to invite you to our new BeachBum Trading Community Discord server, where we can have discussions on all topics related to trading, success in trading, investing, etc. You can see alerts when we make trades, changes to our watch lists, etc. So again, please join us in the new BeachBum Trading Community Discord server. You should be able to find a link in the description box below. You can also find a link in the social media category on our webpage, beachbumtrading.com, without the bum without the U, and also in the link section on the About page of our YouTube channel, etc. So again, we look forward to seeing you in the BeachBum Trading Community Discord server soon. Wave and say hello. BeachBum Trading also now has a site on Patreon. If you are willing and able to help support our efforts to produce all the content and help you achieve the financial freedom you want, deserve, to be able to live the BeachBum lifestyle or any other kind of lifestyle you would like, and you're willing and able to help support our efforts in these regards, we hope you'll choose to visit our Patreon page. You can get access to our new BeachBum Trading Community Discord server, which is currently under construction, but you will get access to the Discord server by supporting us through Patreon. Again, this is all currently under construction, but you can see we just have the default levels, membership levels, but again, each level allows support, allows access to our Discord. We're also posting our trade positions initially in our Discord, and again, we greatly appreciate any support that you're willing and able to provide. So thank you for your consideration. Thank you again for watching our video. We hope that you liked it. If so, please smash the like button, give us a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing to our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel. Please share this video with your fellow traders and friends. And please give us your feedback and any recommendations for improvement in the comments section below. And let us know what else we can do to help you in your trading career. Thank you again, good luck, and have a great trading day. If you like this video, we hope you will choose to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the box in the upper left-hand corner. You can watch another video like this by clicking on the box in the lower right-hand corner. And we have a whole playlist of videos like this that you can access via the box in the upper right-hand corner. Our latest video is available in the box in the lower left-hand corner. We hope you like this and have a great day.